Why pre peeps? I know it has definitely been a minute since I've made a video. And I know the two persons that watch these videos that I upload are probably wondering what happened to me. If you're following me on Twitter, you'll probably have a bit more insight into the fact that I had two of my videos removed, and essentially I got a strike on my channel, which is interesting seeing that my channel is new. And one of the things is that I was banned from making a post, from uploading any form of video on YouTube for a whole week. Yeah, I know it's been more than a week since I've uploaded my last video, but it's just that, being this early in the game, just starting my YouTube channel, and to already receive a strike, and it's just all a bit demotivating. But despite all of that, I decide, to hell, I'm gonna continue making videos until essentially my channel gets deleted. I have since appealed both of those videos that were removed. They were removed on the basis saying I was promoting or the sale of secured services or instruments, um, which, yeah, it regulated, that is, sorry. um, and that is completely false. I don't know if crypto related content is the problem. I don't know if it's the link that I posted to my affiliate links that are the problem. I really don't know. I haven't gotten a response, and the videos have been removed. So I'm kind of waiting to hear back from them. But yeah, you know, I'm tweeted about it when the first one was removed, and literally 2 days later, you can see where I tweeted yet again when the second one was removed. So as you can imagine, it has definitely taken a toll on me. But as I said, I will continue to make videos. And if you're not following me on Twitter, it's probably a good idea to follow me on Twitter so that you can, get minute by minute tweets where I just tweet out random things. Like, for example, yeah, got myself a leisure because, got to secure your own key. So that's cool. But anyways, let's move on to the meat of this video. It's gonna be a bit interesting. The thing is, I try not to do technical analysis because I am by no means a technical analyst. Nor do I, you know, uh, it's interesting. I think one of the things I prefer covering is fundamentals, um, because I really can speak to those. I can speak to adoption and those kind of things, and how those would ultimately affect price. Because I think in the long run, while technical analysis is cool, um, technical analysis works in the perfect market conditions. And the reason I say that is that I've done binary options as well as forex trading and stock trading for a few years now. I would say I have some experience. That I'm not an expert on it, and I realize in the perfect world, these all these indicators, they work when things are ideal. I'm sure in 2019 a lot of technical analysis just continued to make their analysis, and it never saw the light of day. Those were not coming through. So again, it is what it is. But I just saw something interesting that I really and truly had to cover. You take it with a grain of salt. Again, I literally have no idea what I'm talking about. I wouldn't say no idea, but again, I just thought it was interesting to share. And this is just based off my observation. Let me see if I can find that tweet. So on February 2nd, I tweeted that, February isn't really off to a good start in terms of Bitcoin dominance, because it's currently trending below a support that it held since September, I think it was. And, let me just kind of show you that in terms of what I'm seeing, and you can tell me if it makes any sense, any at all. So you can see in this was July. Bitcoin dominance broke above this red line that I'm drawing here, and pretty much since July, it has maintained within these areas here. You can see it bounced off this resistance here, came back down, it wicked down below the support, and then it literally came right back up. It didn't quite touch the resistance at the top, but you can see it had a few bounces between them, and it has pretty much maintained within this area here since July, basically. I'm on the monthly time frame, so you can see, and that would be between 64.68% and 70% in terms of dominance. Sorry, correction. That's between 66 and 66.06 and 70 percent in terms of dominance, and it has pretty much maintained that across the last 6 months, basically. So you can see Bitcoin has been pretty consistent over the last couple months. Then February rolled around, and we're only 4 days in, and you can see that it started pretty much below that support. From the start of February, it was right below that. In January, you can see where it wicked down, but it did manage to close right above it or right on it for January, and then February it just started directly below that support. And what I see happening is that it has pretty much been a downtrend since then. It does wick up a bit, and then it goes right back down. One of the other things I've observed in terms of Bitcoin dominance is this blue line that I've drawn here, which is I think it's just about to touch it. I drew this earlier today, and it was close to the line. I think it's just about either touching it or just about ready to touch it. And I'm going to kind of walk you through how I drew the support line. One of the things that we do a lot when I'm doing binary options trading or forex trading is that we draw support lines based off the candlesticks you're seeing and how many times that price hits that target, and then it reverts to a red or a green candle depending on whether you're drawing a support or resistance. It usually either it's the candle directly after that it reverses, or maybe a candle or two after that it reverses. And you look for those trends on different time frames, and you see how much reactions you get based off those time frames, and then you can confirm it to be a support or a resistance. So right now I'm on the monthly, and as you can see, again with the previous example, it did have a few reaction off that support line that I draw. Again, we're really looking at it. You can look at long time support, or you can look at recent support, because support and resistance can really be long term. Depending on the asset class that you're looking at, it can be years old support, it can be monthly support, it could be support forming within the last 6 months, or if you're doing binary options like I used to do, you're looking at supports that even form within the last couple hours. Because again, binary options was, it was a different type of trading. It's more like day trading. But again, I'm going to zoom out a bit and kind of show you how far this support line is coming from. And that's right around just about 64.23%. And again, we're looking at the monthly time frame. I drew this support on the weekly time frame, so I'm going to go there first, and then we're going to come back to the monthly as well as the daily to kind of see how much reaction we get from it. Okay, so that explains why it was so close to the line, which is interesting. So on the monthly, it looks a lot closer to the line, and on the weekly, it's slightly far off the line. And that's really where I drew it. I drew it on the weekly time frame. So you can see way back in about July, we had a reaction on this support line where it literally hit that support line. It actually wicked a bit below it, and then it quickly reversed In terms of, again, this is Bitcoin dominance. It quickly reversed, and it got us to a new all-time high, or a higher high, I should say, for Bitcoin dominance during that period. So you can see the last time it basically touched back down on this line, it reversed and went straight back up. And we are looking at kind of the same thing right now, where it's really edging close to that line. And one of the things why I think the support line is relevant is if we zoom out way out, this takes us back to March of 2017. And you'll see that March of 2017, when we had basically that huge plummet in terms of Bitcoin dominance. Let me kind of zoom in on it. You'll notice that that same support line is what it hit, had a reaction on, but then when it tried to retest that support line, it basically just broke through. And that basically began the downtrend in terms of Bitcoin dominance, and as we like to say, began alt season for us. And you can see this happened back in March, so it pretty much broke through in April, and we're still on the weekly time frame. And then we got to December of 2017. It basically retested that support, now turned resistance line, and it got rejected again, and saw Bitcoin dominance falling all the way to its all-time low at the time, which was 35.6%, 30.60%, sorry. So the reason I'm kind of making this video is that the likely scenario is that there's a possibility it can just hit this support line and just gets rejected, and then Bitcoin dominance crawls all the way back up, and that promptly ends all hope for alt season at the moment. Or we could have a repeat of what we saw in 2017, where basically it gets rejected at the support, comes back up. When it comes back down to retest that support line, it basically just breaks through, and then it's alt season from there. And if we even look at the daily time frame, you'll see where we still had a few reactions off that support line. Let me see if I can find it. You'll see that we had a few reactions off that support line as well. But obviously, because the daily candles are not that you don't have that huge significant movement on the daily time frame, you'll not see those huge variations where it keeps testing that support line. But you'll kind of see a similar thing to what I said, where it's either it hits that line and it reverses directly after hitting that line, or it will break through that line, and then on the next candle it eventually moves back up. So you'll see a few reactions off it even on the daily time frame. There it is. Oh no, that was the other support line that I drew. We're looking at this blue one here, but yeah, nonetheless, just a quick video doing some technical analysis, something I try to stay away from, because I'm in no way an expert at this. I just have some experience doing forex trading and so on, so I thought it's interesting to see if, you know, similar rules that I apply there apply here as well. But let me know what you guys think. Do you think that it is going to break through this support line and then just begin that alt season, or do you think the likely scenario is that it's going to bounce off this line and just, you know, get all hopes are lost because, you know, Bitcoin dominance climbs all the way back up and that's the end of it for us? I've been realizing that at least since February, Bitcoin dominance have really and truly been falling down. So I don't know, I've been even watching it, you know, you can see it happening on the daily basis. It's anybody's guess in terms of what exactly is going to happen. I just thought this was interesting, and I hope you guys find it interesting as well. Be sure to leave a comment down below in terms of what you think. Drop a like on this video if you like it, and also follow me on social media. Um, you know, I'm trying as much as I can in terms of these videos, not to lose motivation. I hope this one doesn't get removed as well. But thank you guys so much for watching this video and listening to me ramble as always. Thanks.